But if you're too scared to dance, don't worry, just relax. Close your eyes, open your mind, brace yourself and clap 3 times.
Somewhere out there, there's a planet just like yours. A perfect carbon copy with a you that looks identical. That looks and lives and breathes exactly just like you.
Except for one big difference, is you is not
Shit scared to hit the dance floor. Cha-cha-cha, salsa, rumba, tango, mambo, fandango, caliente, baseline, gravity, champagne. Move to the beat of the transcendental cha-cha-cha.
slide to the left, slide to the right.
Nothing means anything.
Or anything means nothing. I get them mixed up. Either way, I to shake your butt. Second verse now, you're doing pretty well. Following the beat, it can be hell. The bridge outro, double chorus, every possibility, all playing simultaneously. Sometimes this song, it sounds like. Sometimes this song, it sounds like. Lucky that today, the you that's here perceives a song that sounds like cha-cha.
Evening's freedoms, denizens of the cosmos, and welcome to Quarter 3. New month means new internal broadcast folder within my archives, and new quarter means new playlist, so my work doesn't turn into a big, disorganized hodgepodge mess. Tonight's intro was the Transcendental Cha-Cha-Cha by Tom Cardy, and let me tell you what, my presence on the dance floor is just as devastating as a precision orbital strike. Apparently, I am the version of me that isn't scared to wow the crowd with more than just sweet tunes and top-notch helldiving. I am also told that this song is a favorite of Miss B. Vitamin on the main Helldiver support fleet. Hi there, Miss Vitamin. You have most splendid taste and are a genuinely wonderful person. The top news of the night is that the hacker who has been terrorizing access terminals and super discords all over the Liberation fleet has been caught by authorities. That's the good news. The bad news is that it is God Kaiser Z who is tasked with interrogating him, so he will not be joining us for the rest of his very brief, very miserable life. That's no reason to let your guard down, though. Odds are good that this individual of calamitous intent set his scripts to run in an automated fashion, so those of you who have locked your servers down, shelter in place for another day or so just to be on the safe side. I am certain that our cybersecurity experts are already on the job. Now, while we might be without a major order currently, that does not mean that we lack direction entirely. At the moment, Senge 23 is being invaded by the Illuminate, which continues a trend that I have observed of our enemies targeting community-owned planets, and it looks like they're setting a direct course for Rogue 5. Well, at least they would be if they weren't tripping down 40 flights of Helldivers and landing face first in the pile of Legos that is the TSS. In light of this, the Council of Five continues their recent track record of actually very sound strategic decision-making by coordinating a joint venture with the Liberation Fleet to get these wretched squids off everybody's lawn. Dubbed Minor Chaos Order Foresight, complete with video. Link in the description below. Now, some might have pointed out that when it comes to the ChaosDivers, I am a bit inconsistent, poking fun of them one day and singing their praises the next. That's because I really want to like you guys and play up the chaotic mischief that you get up to, so I try to spin the news a little bit in your favor. Recently, though, you've made my job in that regard a little easier, and I am very grateful. Speaking of tilting things a bit further your way, some time ago, Radical made the comment of a potential trade deal between my faction and the ChaosDivers, and I am prepared to negotiate on that. To start, a whole crate of Angel Corp directed energy weapons fell off the back of a truck near your forward operating base on Senge 23. I have noticed that the Illuminate get really mad when you shoot plasma back at them, and our guns are better than theirs. Sounds like a skill issue to me. Enjoy, guys. This one's on the house. Oh, and before I forget, Super Earth government does suck, by the way. There, I said it, and I gave you guns and cookies. The really good Girl Scout variety, too. Now can I see some smiles from my shadowy helpers? Moving on to the next topic. Recently, there was a comment left on one of my broadcasts from Endris Felix, where he expressed a view that having me as a dictator would probably be quite nice and better than every other comparable option. First, thank you. I really appreciate the vote of confidence, but I'm not really interested in being a dictator and giving orders. Even when I was Minister of Truth, it just felt grody beyond all belief. No, I am of the stance that if someone can't get you to do what they want through polite requests, attitude, they are not worth following in the first place. I mean, obviously there are some tense situations that bear some exception to that. When the bots decide to rip the kitchen sink out of the wall and drop a barbershop quartet of factory striders on you, it can cause the occasional terse word and slip of profanity, even from me. At least before I send them off to that sequel of Pet Cemetery that I hear Mr. King is writing. As an aside, pro tip, one recoilless to the side or to the butt to blow off the armor and another rocket to the delicate interior should be enough to smoke them good. Don't just focus on the head. They have the same weaknesses as tanks. Wasp launchers set on airburst artillery mode is also surprisingly effective considering factory striders are large enough to have building straight knees, so they will be hit by every single rocket. So, where am I all going with this and my mad ramblings? Well, I do own my own planet and megacorp, the Angel Corporation, where I am able to engage in all of those neat little social experiments like what Gunval was doing before he disappeared to Liberty only knows where. I can also make neat little headlines like this. Following disinfection and proper security protocols, refugees from Senge 23 were admitted to temporary shelters within Angel's Refuge earlier this evening, where they will remain until the danger posed by the Illuminate order has passed. After that, they will be allowed to return to the ChaosDivers if they want to go. Not forcing anyone to do anything, but I really don't think that they wanted to hang around or talk about it with the Squids. Under our care, they will be receiving top-of-the-line therapy and medical treatment, even those infected by the Illuminate prion disease, though those unfortunate individuals will have to be kept under strict quarantine. We've got medical nanites that can fight the transformation process and help people retain their sense of selves. For a time, anyway. Regardless of what we throw at this thing, from nanomachines to radiation to, basically witchcraft and magic. It always ends up the same way. As far as we know, there is no cure to prion infection. No long-term treatment, no permanent vaccine. It's not even really possible to make them. Even Dr. Victor's retroviral vaccine showed diminishing returns as, after a time, because of the prion's steady progression through the body and the brain, a retrovirus targeting the misfolded protein inevitably caused irreversible and fatal brain damage. That's the fate that befell the Reclaimed Project. Sad to say, every single one of the test subjects inevitably died or flew into a violent rage and had to be put down. Dr. Victor is the only one left kicking. Well, them's the breaks when it comes to mad science. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. The tricky thing in all of this is that an incredibly small percentage of humankind, they're completely immune to Illuminate prion infection, both in life and from post-mortem reanimation. I imagine that Skaloon was very impressed and surprised when her touch did absolutely nothing to me. Why did that happen? Science really truly cannot explain it. By all accounts, I should be long dead. But here I stand. But let's loop back around to my being a dictator kind of thing. I'd like to take a moment to explain my evil plan. And by that I mean the engineered culture of my world and how we got here. You see, dear listeners, Mercy and I had many discussions over how we wanted things to be on this peaceful world. It's not like we were going to get another shot at this, We didn't have much in the way of proper training or knowledge in government affairs, save for my 2 whole weeks of running the Ministry of Truth, if that. What we did have was a lot of signposts and cautionary tales on how we didn't want things to be, and a lot of ideas on new stuff to try that we felt hadn't been done before. So, while I focused on bringing in a workforce, it wasn't hard, pulling refugees out of a war-torn galactic sphere and promising, hey, I found this new peaceful world over here where the automatons can't come and kill you. So, yeah, that was not a hard sell. But Mercy extrapolated several working models of AI similar to what Super Earth has now. We brought in new automation techniques, drone manufacturing, new techniques of quantum computing, and quickly found out that technology is an iterative process. You start with crude tools in order to acquire better ones, and thus the pace quickens. The current result of that mentality is, I kid you not, work is a strictly optional affair. I mean, don't get me wrong, everyone's contribution is noted and appreciated, but it is not forced like the mandatory 80-hour work week on Super Earth. Then we combine this lax labor policy with another experiment, a process of streamlined cybernetic bodily augmentation. 100% consensual, of course, where one is paired with a guardian AI that monitors your biometrics and your brainwaves and schedules you to work when you are at your best. Not because some nitwitted manager called you in last minute because their best friend had their significant other fly into town. They went at it like squirrels on a sugar rush. She can't walk now and refuses to elaborate further. Awkward. As it turns out, when combined with universal basic income, this creates an extremely positive, low-stress workplace environment that is significantly more productive than anything that Super Earth has churned out in the last 200 years. There is a reason why I agree with the ChaosDivers about how much that planet has grown to suck, even after I risked my neck defending it. You change a few little things around in accordance with human nature, and it's actually kind of impressive how much more you can achieve. Yeah, Ministries of Super Earth, I'm calling you basic, I'm calling you boring, and I'm giving you a skill issue citation. That's been Liberty's Latest with me, Pandera the Radio Angel. I could talk your ear off about how many things that we have achieved in our brief time here, and how amazing and wonderful life can be, but I do need to dangle that carrot in front of your nose to keep you coming back, right? For tomorrow evening's show, pirates, and android manufacturers, and how I've come up with something that I am pretty sure the entire galactic sphere is going to tell me is a horrible idea. I'm still gonna do it anyway, though, so yeah. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for the preservation of Angel's Refuge.